All right. Well, let's try to do the Hebrew of the week, shall we? I'm having trouble with new technology. I'm an old guy, but let's see how this works. So this is Ruth 3:8. I've left you hanging for several weeks. We got, Ruth comes to Boaz while he's a little bit tipsy. He's asleep. She uncovers his feet. He lays at his feet. And, we're right there at the real important, I don't know about important, but the really interesting part of the book. And I left you hanging for a few weeks. Sorry on that. But let's go ahead and see if you can pronounce the Hebrew here. So here's how I would pronounce it. Vayahi, that's the first word. I don't know if you can see my cursor. Technology. The second one is bakazi. The third word is halayla. Hi, Lila. And then the next one is vayekered. And the last word, ha'ish. All right. So let's see what's going on here. What do you recognize? Well, vayahi, hopefully by now you recognize as and it was, and it came to pass. It's a very, 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 very common form in narrative, especially in the Old Testament. We've got vav patak and should have had doubling, so it's a converted imperfect or a wayyiqtal form. This is haya, which is the third hey, and the hey goes away, and it did, especially in the converted imperfect or wayyiqtal form. And so we've got the hey and the yod, and that's all that's left of the word. Vav patak doubling, what it doubles is the performative of the imperfect. It's converted imperfect. Takes the future tense and flips it to the past. Not really, but that might help you remember it. It's a preterite, a true preterite, and it was. The yod indicates the subject is a third masculine singular. The doubling on the yod went away because there's a weird rule in Hebrew that if there's a shavah under the performative, the doubling can go away. Anyway, so, and it was, and it came to pass. All right, and it was. Vakazi is in the middle of, so ba is in. The patak under the ba, the dagesh there is just a hardening dagesh. It's a bagad kafat letter, right? It's one of those letters that can harden. The dagesh in the bet doesn't mean anything. And so that's the preposition in. The patak underneath is all that's left of the word the. So if you have hey patak doubling for the normal article, the, when the bet is put on the front, it pops that thing out with a pimple. The hey goes away. And so you're just left with the patak doubling. But the next letter is a chet, and chet is one of those, I don't do doubling, it's not in my contract. It's a guttural. And so you don't even you have virtual doubling. The dagesh just falls into oblivion. So the patak is all that's left of the word the. So in the, and then kazi is middle of. Hirik yod is not a normal construct, but there are a couple of those forms in this verse where hirik yod seems to serve in some way as a construct. I assume it's particular to the word. So, and it was in the middle of halayla. So, hey, patak doubling is the, Lila is night. So, and it was in the middle of the night. RSV says at midnight. I don't know that it's that particular. Maybe it is. Midnight, middle of night. Okay, fine. And it was in the middle of the night. The man was startled. There's a woman at my feet. What's she doing at my feet? So she wasn't there when I laid down here. So vayechered, rad. So vav patak doubling, it's a wayyiqtal form or a preterite form or a converted imperfect. And doesn't really work well. This is one of those places where that might work better. And it was in the middle of the night that the man was startled. That's better English than, and it was in the middle of the night and the man was startled. This is a perfectly good Hebrew, but it's not good English. So translating the vav as that, or even just putting a comma, and it happened in the middle of the night. The man was startled. All of that's fine. We can't bring it into good English if we do it completely word for word. The yod, vav patak doubling, is a imperfect performative third masculine singular, and he was startled. Ha'ish, the man was startled. Ha is the. Normally it would be hey patak doubling, but the Aleph said, I'm a guttural. I don't do doubling. It's not in my contract. Tried to shoot a dagesh into the Aleph, and it ricocheted back, and we got compensatory lengthening with the kamatz under the hey. You probably can't see the cursor. I'm going to have to find another way to do this on a Mac. My PC's not cooperating, and the Mac is saying, "Don't use Camtasia. It's a foreign body use Mac stuff." I'll figure it out. But anyway, the man was startled. So, and it was in the middle of the night. The man was startled. See if you can pronounce this Hebrew. Here's my pronunciation: Vayilafet v'hanei isha shokevet margalotaiv. Okay. So vav patak doubling on the first word, vayilafet. So vav patak doubling, converted imperfect. It's a wayyiqtal. It's a preterite. The yod tells me the subject is a he, third masculine singular, and he. By the way, these are calls. Vayehi is a call, the very first word. Vayyiqtal red is a call or a G stem. Nothing to go, phone home about. But this word, vayilafet, is not a call. We have a doubled first. So if lamed, pei, tav are the three core consonants, the first one, lamed, is doubled. That's not a bagad kavat letter. It's a doubling dagesh. It's a dagesh forte, a strong dagesh. And so, dagesh gadol. So, where does the first consonant get doubled in an imperfect? Well, it's in the Niph'al or N stem. What happens is the N prefix, nun, assimilates when no vowel separates. The nun prefix gets sucked into the next letter if it can, and gets doubled. So the kamatz under the lamed and the doubling of the lamed is the clue that this is an N stem or a Niph'al stem. Usually the Niph'al makes it passive, like lafat by itself is rarely used in the G or call stem. It means something like, what does it mean? To touch, or something like that. Samson touches something. It means to bend over, I guess. That's the way one of the dictionaries has it. And he bent over. And I picture him basically, he's laying there, he's like, ha! He sits up. It's like, what is going on here? And he bent over, or he bent forward. He kind of leans up, like, what? Whoa! What's going on here? Third, so this is a converted imperfect, third masculine singular, Niph'al from lafat. I think it's lafat. It could be lafa, but I think it's lafat. Okay, so vahine, and behold, isha, behold, a woman. There's a woman here. There shouldn't be a woman here. That wasn't there before. So, and he bent forward, and behold, a woman, show kevet. So, shakav is to lie down. The segol tav, kind of a segolet sequence there, is the way you make a feminine singular participle. So if shakav, is just kind of the root, then if you make it shakevet, it becomes a woman lying. Show kevet, the holum after the shin is a sign of the participle right there, that holum. You can't see me circling it with my cursor probably. But so the holum after the shin tells you it's a participle. The evet, that epsilon tav, tells you it's a feminine singular word, that it's modifying it. So a woman lying, margalotaiv. So margalot, margalotim. No, let's see, margalot. Margalot is plural for feet. Regel, you can see to walk in there, but it is feet, and then the holum vav on the end is his feet. So put it all together, and what do you got? And it happened in the middle of the night. The man was startled. He bent forward, and behold, a woman was lying at his feet. Okay, a woman is lying at my feet. This has been Ruth 3:8. My usual way of finishing these up is to say I have written a book on Hebrew, Biblical Hebrew for the Novice. It's available as paperback or ebook. It's how to learn Hebrew without memorizing everything. It tells you all the tools. And then I do have 2 courses on Udemy. One learning Hebrew through Jonah, and the other goes with that book. And this has been a little bit of Hebrew of the week.